What's up, guys? Duster McDangles back here with another video, and welcome back to the franchise mode rebuild series here with the Montreal Canadiens and Rick Rebuild. And in today's episode, guys, we're going to be getting into the first half of the season here with the Canadiens and the squad that we've put together here in the off season. So if you did miss the last episode, be sure to go ahead and check that out. And also, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We've been growing like crazy these past couple of weeks, and I cannot thank you guys enough for the love and support you've been showing with watching the videos, dropping likes, dropping comments. It does help a lot with helping me make these videos, but keep up the love and support so we can keep this going here. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. We're just about there, but let's keep hitting that subscribe button, keep joining and creating this awesome community that you guys have already started. But without further ado, we're going to get into today's episode here with the simulation. I'm going to sim up to the last game of the preseason as always to see how the boys are doing, and I'm going to be really interested to see how Fleury and Allen play these first couple of games. Rodriguez injured, already a bad sign with the injury bug. We're 1-2-0. We beat Toronto. Nick Suzuki fully healed. I didn't know he was even injured. So far, preseason not going so well. We do win 7-0, which is interesting, but we're 500 on the year. Who's our point getter right now through 6 games? It's Christian Dvorak. That's quite interesting. The Leafs' only loss is to us, so the Leafs are probably going to be another tough team this year with a great roster I'm sure they have put together. But let's get into the regular season here. We'll simulate up through pretty much the end of the month. We lose to the Lightning to close out the preseason. Got the Boston Bruins to start the year off. We win 3-2. We got a couple of home games here actually to start off, and we beat the Calgary Flames. Got the Islanders here next. Noah Hanifin is out until November. This guy is always injured. He got injured at the start of last season, and now he's injured at the start of this season. It's just so unlucky. Not the best of luck with him. But we'll throw Sherratt in there. He doesn't really fit on that top pair. Hronek, I'm a -5. But if we throw him there, does Hronek work on the bottom pair? He does not. That's how we're going to have to make it roll for now. As we beat the Islanders 3-2 in overtime, we get our last home game at the start of the season against the Vegas Golden Knights, which we lose 5-1. Away against the Lightning. Oh, wow. Cole Caulfield broke his nose? Wow, interesting injury. But we beat the Lightning away from home, which is awesome. But on the downside of things, we lose Caulfield until November. Which is quite a loss, if you ask me. We'll throw Krause in there. He does get a +2 on that top pair. I'm curious if anyone else works on that top pair. Anthony Ciu does. Tom Wilson does. Koskinen technically does. I'm wondering, what does Krause play? Krause technically plays left wing. Anthony Ciu can play both, but we'll throw Tom Wilson up on that top pair. Power play's now messed up a little bit. Let's get Hronek in there. We're still messed up with some other lines, but we'll get that all sorted out. We'll throw a defenseman in there. We'll throw Hronek in there as well. He does get the -1, which is unfortunate, but we'll see what Tom Wilson can do on that top pair. We do beat the Dallas Stars 6-2, but we come back and lose to the Blue Jackets a couple nights later in Columbus 4-3 in overtime, so we at least get a point out of it. At this point, we are leading the division with 11 points against the Senators, who are in second, but we play them and the Sabres next, which they are at the top as well, right behind us. So these are 2 big games back-to-back, home and away here. We got the Ottawa Senators. We lose 5-1, but we do come back the next night to beat the Buffalo Sabres. So we remain on top. We've got another division matchup here against the Tampa Bay Lightning to close out the month of October, which we end up losing 4-1. So tough stuff, but I would say a solid month of October. We go 6-3-1. We'll continue on here. I know Caulfield's going to be back here shortly. It did say the month of November, as well as Hanifin. Let's see if they're fully healed. I don't know if they are fully healed. I'm curious to see what Tom Wilson has been doing on this top line. 11 games, he's got 7 points. That's pretty nice. Toffoli, 11 games, 5 points. Suzuki, 3 and 6. Gunther, 1 and 5 and 11. Not too crazy. Marchenko, he's up to 6 points. So we're pretty steady Eddie. Jonathan Taves got 4 goals. Krause in his 5 games, he's got nothing. Milano, 1 assist. Rodriguez, he's got 5 points on that fourth line. Koskinen, not doing too well, I would say, on the bottom pair. We could maybe move him up instead of Marchenko. I'm wondering if Marchenko, he doesn't fit on that third line, which is unfortunate. But again, let's see here if Hanifin is fully healed. Caulfield is not, but thankfully we can get Hanifin back into the lineup here at left defense. Throw him back in. Get him back up on... Get him back up on the top pairing. Why not? Hronik, I mean, he's played well. 3 points in 11 games for a two-way defender. But we'll keep Hanifin up there with Klingberg. I think that's a solid pairing. We've got the Florida Panthers. Caulfield is fully healed and available to play. I knew it was coming around the corner, but we'll get him back into the lineup here. We'll get him back on that top pairing unless... Yeah, we'll get it back on the top pairing. He still gets the +2. Wilson gets the +2 on the bottom pair. We lose in overtime to the Panthers. We beat the Sharks 6-1 the next night on Sunday. We end up beating the Kings as well, but we're off to a solid start. Knock on wood for the injury bug. We haven't had it too bad. Only 2 players so far to start this season, and we're about a month and a half into the season. We beat the Blue Jackets 3-2 in a shootout. Gunther is out until the 24th of November, so he's not out too long. We don't lose him for too long, so I'm not too terrified about that one. We'll get Krause back into the lineup, who's been playing some pretty solid stuff for us. Anthony CU, I'm trying to think who technically... I mean, Krause actually fits that top pair, and we'll give him a shot on that top pair. I mean, the NHL is all about giving people taking advantage of the chances they get, and we're gonna give him a chance here. I don't know if he's gonna make it work, but we're gonna make something happen with him and see what he can do as we're trying to figure out. Marchenko, yeah, there we go. Marchenko down there. I was going to say we're trying to figure out the lines. I forgot Wilson's technically on the top power play, but we'll get some solid players and get them going here. Marchenko doesn't really fit on that bottom pair. I forgot, to be honest, I've forgotten that Marchenko is technically a right winger, and that's something that I think we should probably make that change so that he might simulate a little bit better if he's playing in his normal position. But we're going to continue on. We lose to the Lightning. Hayden Fleury is fully healed. Didn't know he was injured, so it was a quick injury. We got a back-to-back away trip here. Allen is out until December 5th, so we're going to have to call up a goaltender here in the system, and it is going to be our boy Primo. We'll call him up. We'll go to edit lines, and we'll throw him into the lineup. I'm actually curious to see how Fleury has been playing, and technically Toffoli is only a right winger. He's got 10 points. Marchenko, I'm curious. It doesn't actually work if we move him over there for some odd reason, but that's sometimes the way the cookie crumbles, and we'll throw Primo into the lineup here. Keep Fleury the starter. How has Fleury been playing? 7 wins in 12 games, 901 save percentage with a .276. I mean, he's not playing terrible. I'm kind of happy with the way he's been performing, so we'll keep on keeping on. We lost to the Islanders. We come back and beat the Predators 5-3, and as of right now, we're still on top in the division by a game. We do have a couple games in hand over the Maple Leafs with 24 points. I don't know what I'm doing right now, but Suzuki 15 points in 18 games, which is pretty nice from our captain. And we're going to continue on here through the month of November, halfway through, just about to hit the final month of our simulation here in today's episode. But so far, I'd say injuries aren't too crazy. Now that I say that, Tom Wilson out until only November 27th, so he's not out for too long. Although we already have Krause in. We're going to have to call somebody up. We have to call somebody up to the NHL. Oh, we have to throw somebody into the lineup, actually. Who's technically scratched? Sherratt is scratched, so we're going to have to throw him in there for now. We're going to go to roster moves, and let's see what we got. We need a right winger down in the AHL. We got Ylönen, who actually, you know what? We're going to call him up. He's never had a shot at the NHL. We're going to give him a chance here for a couple of games. We'll go back to edit lines. Best AHL... We're going to probably have to go best AHL lines here, which is perfectly fine by me. I'm sure they will make it work down there in the jungle. Actually, we had to play a game there with Sherratt on forward. For some reason, that got all messed up. AHL, we need NHL. We actually beat the Sharks. We lost in overtime to the Avalanche, so we did at least get a point out of that game. But I would say so far, comparing the two seasons, this year versus last year, we're already playing a whole lot better than what we were last year. But let's throw in Ylönen. I don't even know if that's properly how you say his last name. Ylönen, something like that. But he is a sniper. Doesn't fit on that bottom pair, which is unfortunate. Does he fit anywhere else? Koskinen, and if we move him up, he does get the +2. So Ylönen is going to play on the bottom pair. Sonny Milano can technically play both sides. He's got 5 assists in 20 games. Ylönen has got 8 points and 13 down in the AHL. We'll see what he can do here up in the show. But we'll continue on here with the month of November. I would say, actually, we'll keep Ylönen up the rest of the year, just for injury purposes. You never know when you're going to need extra bodies, but I'll be sending Primo here down in a little bit. We got a nice little 2-game home stand here. We've got the Arizona Coyotes and the Florida Panthers. Would be nice if we could get 2 big W's here, at least beat the Coyotes. We lose 6-0 against the Coyotes, which is unfortunate. We've now got a... who is ready to be play? Who is ready to play is the real question. We'll check scratched players here really quickly. Gunther and Wilson are actually both back and ready to go. So Lawson Krause, thank you for your service. We'll get him back in there. Ylönen, you played 1 game, -1, so unfortunate for you, buddy, but we got to get our boy Wilson back into the lineup. Get this back moved around. Koskinen back on that bottom pair. And is he technically a left winger? I think he is, but if we actually move him up, yeah, no, that's not going to work. So continuing on here with the simulation. I don't know what's going on with the simulation screen. Every time something happens, and we lose 4-1 to the Panthers, so we've got 2 back-to-back games away at Detroit, home against Anaheim. We need some W's here. Hronik's out only until December 4th. So the injuries we're getting this year, I would say, aren't terrible, as they're just short little injuries that the boys are able to bounce back from, which does make it a little bit nicer to deal with. Sherratt doesn't work anywhere else, so we'll leave him there with Romanoff on that second pairing. But we beat Detroit. We lose to the Ducks. We're sliding a little bit here at the end of November. As you guys can see, the standings there. In second place, 29 points. 25 points is actually the second wild card. So we're in a battle here. We're going to get through this final month of December of this simulation. Not the final month of December, but the final month of the simulation for today's episode is the month of December. Hronik is able to come back to the lineup. We need to send somebody down. Is technically... I'm curious, is Allen back? Allen is technically back, so we have to send down Primo down to the minors. Let's go to edit lines. We'll go to edit NHL, but switch to AHL. And let's see here. I forgot who's coming back. Oh, yeah, Hronek. I was like, who is back in the lineup? And it is our boy, Hronek, who's technically not fully healed, but we're gonna YOLO it. We'll also throw Allen in there. He probably won't get a game until he's fully healed. Let's make sure we get our boy Primo back in there for the AHL and get him back into the starter position. And there we go. We'll continue on with the simulation here. We beat the Philadelphia Flyers, which is awesome. Some more guys back from injury. I didn't think there was anybody else we needed to bring back. But I think the boys are just fully healed, which is nice. So continuing on, we beat the Flyers 4-1, which is awesome. We get a big trade offer here from the Tampa Bay Lightning for Anthony Cirelli. That's a very interesting trade offer. Backup defenseman Sherratt. Let's take a look at Cirelli. I don't know if he would fit our team or not. Let's take a look, though. 84 overall. He's got 5 goals, 6 assists on the season. Doesn't fit any of our lines. And 3 more years at 5.37. We're not going to take that. We're going to have to let that go. But that's okay. We got a game here. Dvorak is out until December 10th, so he's not even out for too long. But that's going to put a wrinkle in with the lines because we don't have a backup center technically. So we're going to have to throw in Krause and move Taves up. Move. Krause is probably going to have to play center here for a couple of games, if I'm being completely honest. We'll see how that goes. We do beat the Jets, which is nice. We got 2 away games here. Arizona, we lose 3-2. We got the Minnesota Wild, probably the only time we see them all year. We win 3-2. Dvorak is fully healed. Get him back into the lineup. And Krause is coming out. So Dvorak back in, who's been having a pretty solid year on the production side of things. 8 goals, 8 assists. Jonathan Taves, 5 goals, 8 assists on that third line, which is awesome to see. Gunther, 3-7. He's not really playing too well this year. 6-11 for Marchenko. 7-10 for Caulfield. Toffoli, 1-14. Man, Toffoli used to be our goal-scoring machine, but not this year. Tom Wilson, 4 goals, 10 assists. 10 points for Milano on that bottom pair, 28 games played. 6-9 for Costin, which is awesome stuff to see there. But continuing on here with the simulation, we're back at the top of the division. It's us and the Maple Leafs. Actually, the Bruins are in the mix too with 35 points. They have made a little bit of a push. We beat the Flyers 5-2. We'll continue on. We'll simulate another week here, see how things go. We got an away game against the Devils. We lose 3-2. Home game against the Rangers. Got a little home stand here. Rangers and Wild. We lose 5-4 against the Rangers, so we've lost 2 in a row here. Need a big W against the Wild. We do win 2-1, which is nice. So that keeps us in the hunt for the division. As we will simulate here to the final day of December to see how things go. We actually have a game on Christmas Day, which is kind of wild. Against the Pittsburgh Penguins, we lost to the Blues. Can we beat the Penguins? We do 6-1. We might be able to hit the 20-point mark here to finish off the month, or 20-win mark. Hanifin out until Hanifin keeps getting injured, and it is so aggravating, as Sherratt will probably replace him. We beat the Flyers, so we hit our 20th win of the season. Got a game against the Blue Jackets. We win 4-3. They are a tough opponent this year as well. We'll simulate through the final game of the month of December, and we won 5-2. So as it stands right now here, midway point of the season, 22-12-3. And if we look at the division, 47 points. We're at the top, a game in hand against the Senators. But, I mean, we've got a nice little cushion at the top of the division, and 47 points at this point in the season is third best in the league. So Golden Knights really flying over in the Western Conference, but we're doing pretty well here over in the East, and we're going to have to keep that rolling. Suzuki, 30 points in 37 games played. We'll take a look here at some more team stats in depth to see how the boys are doing. Marchenko, 29 points in 37 games played. Really good for him. Caulfield playing some great hockey. Toffoli. Klingberg is up there, 24 and 37. Dvorak, Taves playing some solid hockey. Rodriguez, 20 points in 37 games played. Not too shabby for your fourth-line center, considering the fact that he's got more points than our first-line left winger, Dylan Guenther. Really hope he can pick it up. We might need to bump him down to maybe the second line to maybe send a message, see if he can put the puck in the back of the net. Anthony Ciu not having a great year. It looks like 9 points in 37 games played. Might need to try to see if we can maybe move on from him. Actually, I forgot to take a look at the goaltenders really quickly. Considering the fact that we're at where we're at in the standings, Fleury, 16 games played, or 29 games played, 16 wins, 914 save percentage with a 2.53 goals against average. Allen is 6-3-0 in 10 games played, a 9.28 with a 2.17. So he's been pretty steady Eddie as our backup goaltender throughout this entire simulation these past couple of seasons. But really happy with where the team is at. We're going to take a look here at, I'm curious about free agents. I'm always curious to see who's out there, especially at this point of the season. But it doesn't look like anyone big is out there. I'm curious about Paling is still out there. Don't really want to bring him in. We are already maxed out on contracts, so we don't really need to bring in anybody. Goaltenders, I don't think there's anyone big out there. Aaron Dell, Kincaid, Khudobin, Comrie, Stolarz, that's actually interesting because he's playing very well in real life at the moment. I forget where he's currently at, but let's take a look at contracts at the midway point because I do know we have a few that we're going to have to take care of at the end of the season. One of those being Tyler Toffoli. He's at a very good deal here, 3.9, but he wants 7.3, and he's not really having a year this year. At 31 years old, that might be somebody we look to move on from, and maybe sooner rather than later at the trade deadline. Romanoff is going to be up for extension. He wants 4.7. We've got 44, as you guys can see, 42 million there to work with. So we're going to see if we can get him on a nice little deal here. I mean, the more years we give this kid, the more it goes up in price. He does technically only want 3 years. We'll give him 4.5 for 3. I think he would sign that. Let's see who else. Tom Wilson's going to be up for contract. He's wanting 4 million, 5 years. That's quite interesting. I'm curious if we get him down a little bit more. Technically, he wants the same. He wants a little bit cheaper of a deal at 5 years, which I actually also think we'll be able to get him down to like 3.875 for 5 years for Tom Wilson. I feel like that would be a very good deal if we could bring him back. Joel Edmondson also up for contract. He wants 4.7. That's interesting for a defensive defenseman who's not really playing top-line minutes anymore. This also might be somebody we look to move on from, even though he does fit pretty much any line on the back end. It's tough. Hannafin, it's a love-hate relationship with this guy. He is always injured, but he's young. When he does play, he's a solid defenseman. He's got 13 points in 27 games played. This also might be somebody we look to move on from. He also doesn't want to re-sign, and I'm not too connected with him. I would prefer to get Hronek back, even though he doesn't have as many points. Hronek technically fits the top two pairs. He wants he's at 4.4 right now. He wants a bridge deal, it looks like, for a year. He does also want to re-sign. So at this point, we're going to give him like a 4, I'd say 4.5 for a nice little bridge. Pretty much what he's making now. So I'm not too worried about that. Edmondson, again, somebody we might have to consider at the end of the season if we want to bring him back. Marchenko is coming off of his rookie deal, and he wants a bridge deal, it looks like. For 1 year, he doesn't want to re-sign. So that's going to be interesting. We'll have to wait and see, I'd say, what he wants at the end of the year. Jonathan Taves, he wants 4.1. He's actually wanting a little bit of a pay cut, and he's played some great hockey, I'm not going to lie. Pretty much fits the bottom pairs, and he's at the back half of his career. I think this is somebody we want to bring back. for 2 years. Could even maybe bump that up. I mean, he wants... Let's give him a nice little 3-year deal at, I'd say, $3,775. I think he might sign that. That'd be a nice little deal. Get him back into the squad for another couple of years, which would be nice. Evan Rodriguez, I know he's coming off of a bridge deal. He wants 2 years. We could even get him... He is 30. Kind of curious about Rodriguez. He doesn't really fit our bottom pairs, which is just a little bit of a bummer. So we also might look to move on from, I'd say, Rodriguez, because Bedard, hopefully, will be able to get him to play next year, which would be awesome. So that is good there. Goaltenders, I know Fleury is going to be up for contract, and he wants 5.2, which is less than what he wants now. He doesn't want an extension, which we're going to have to try to work that out. In the system, I was going to say, we don't have a lot of guys we need to take care of. Savary, we'll give him 3 years at 8.25 two-way. I know for a fact he'll take that, so he'll be locked up for a while. We'll have Phillips, it looks like here. He wants a very nice deal. We'll even give him $800,000 for 3 years. Lock him up for a while. He is 25 years old. Teasdale, another young player who wants, I would say, another solid deal. We'll give him $800,000, 74 overall. He will definitely take that. Another bottom type player here, and we'll give him what he wants. Again, we're at this point, we're just kind of trying to get everyone locked up for a couple of years so we don't have to worry about them. Belize, honestly, we'll probably let that guy walk. We'll bring somebody else in. Olofsson, I mean, again, top 9 forward, medium potential. So if anything, we'll get him 3 years at $800. Again, maybe some trade bait if he starts to develop. Bradford is going to be somebody we can definitely bring in. Morozov, man, it's just... I was really upset, but those are the contracts. I was really upset that for some reason we just can't bring in Bedard. And that just, it kills me because we drafted him first, our third pick. Bedard, he's already up to an 81, guys. I wish we could bring him in. He's got 21 goals, 21 assists in 26 games played this year. He's absolutely killing it. I just wish we could get him into the squad because he technically only has 3 years on that rookie deal. If that was the case, I wouldn't have signed him, so we wouldn't have burnt a year on his rookie deal because he's just going to get better and better. But I mean, by the time we get him, maybe he's an 83 and he'll fit right into the team. So that's going to be nice there. Plus, if you think about it, we let Rodriguez go. Jonathan Toews plays 4th line minutes. That's something that we're going to have to take a little bit more of a look at further down the road. But as it stands right now, team is playing some great hockey. We got a gem here, 2nd overall, Cole Iserman. Man, 20 goals, 30 assists in 31 games played. Nicholas Backstrom, NHL ready, skating not the best. So that's going to be interesting there. Stolarz, defenseman, that's interesting. We might want to draft a defenseman here in this year's draft. We're going to need to scout these 2 guys here. But honestly, I don't even think we need to because I would prefer to have defenseman, and we're going to scout that Stolarz kid. But yeah, we're going to have to try to make something work. I don't know if there's going to be any other gems out there. Although I'm also curious because technically speaking, we have Seattle's 1st overall pick, which Seattle, they're 6th in their division. They're not doing too well this year. And I'm always forgetting right now our other 1st round pick that we got. I think it's from the Capitals. I want to say it's from the Capitals. It might be from the Capitals, and it is. And their pick is also a high one at this point in time, which I'm pretty happy about. So we might have 2 lottery picks this year, as the Capitals are currently... Oh, guys, they're in last place in their division. So honestly, things are looking pretty good for that pick 35. So they're down there. They might be up for a lottery pick at the end of the season. We'll have to keep an eye on that. moving forward. But we'll do some more scouting, see if there's anybody worth taking in this year's draft. Honestly, that gem kid we might take if the Capitals pick is high enough. But that's going to be it for today's episode. If you guys did enjoy it, be sure to drop a like on this video. I hope you guys have a good one. And as always, stay dusty.